Hey there, YouTube. How are you this evening? I hope you are all well. And I hope that you are not pulling on this banner at all. Welcome to the pulls slash when you pull video. I felt like going back for this just because, at least in this particular banner's case, there's no need for a separate video. Here's what you need to know. So we got Desch, we've got Machina. Sorry, we got Desch, we've got Edgar, and we've got Machina. Edgar gets his force levels here, but no other improvements, so, whatever. I still like Edgar, but I recognize that he's not amazing. Machina does get a small rework here to go with his C90. It's not a huge rework. He basically gets his LD buff now when you start the fight, which has an additional HP damage up for Machina when he's breaking or attacking an already broken target. The LD itself becomes it's got 4 HP attacks on it, and the debuff that it inflicts lasts longer. His follow-up from that is now a double AoE attack. He gets the, kind of standard stat up stuff from C90. And then he gets EX start. And the EX hits harder, obviously. It's now a 4-piece that has splash on each attack, which is pretty good. And then the counter that he does has an HP attack attached to it. So basically Machina becomes this really great off and on turn damage dealer. He holds bursts, the burst effect, and calls really well. He's a really, really, really good character. I'm not going to say he's just absolutely broken, but he is crazy good. And then there's Desch. Desch is a mess. He gets a rework. Both of his skills get 3 extra uses, so he has a total of 10 for each one. They're both 3 hit attacks, 3 HP attacks. Anyway, skill 1 is split AoE. Skill 2 is AoE brave hits, single target damage with splash. Skill 1 puts up a physical stance, and skill 2 is skill 1 is magic stance. Skill 2 is physical stance. Basically what they do is they have Thunder Enchant for the party, along with a 99% brave damage reduction on them, which is pretty good. It's also pretty pointless. His LD still AoE hits into single target, but it's got splash on each attack this time, so that's a lot better. 5 HP attacks. His buff lasts longer, it's now 12 turns, and gives himself brave and HP damage up, as well as party refund based on the damage that they deal each turn. EX is full AoE still, but it now hits 4 times. It's still got Thunder and Peril, and it's still got a 4-turn debuff. But the debuff now has brave and HP damage taken up, which is good. However, it's still got a really crappy reverse stack mechanic on it that lowers enemy max brave, which decreases based on the duration of the skill, the FR. The FR is the weapon. Well, you don't really see it in that one. So this FR, it sucks. It's AoE attack with single target damage and splash. It inflicts an AoE paralyze for 2 turns. I believe it's framed on all enemies. I shouldn't say both. On all enemies. Its conditions are plus 20 for thunder damage on turn only, plus 30 when the enemy is unable to act on their own turn. It sucks. Plus 20 on thunder damage is kind of whatever. The fact that it doesn't work on off-turn damage is not ideal, especially when you get to the second part, which is plus 30 when the enemy can't act on their own turn. So, Desch's LD has a buff. While it is up, that buff has a 25% chance at the end of an enemy turn of paralyzing them and a 75% chance of inflicting a 40% defense down. The defense down is pretty decent. It's not framed, it's not special. The paralyze is also not framed, it's not special. 25%. So he cannot reliably, or even semi-reliably, inflict the paralysis for his own FR condition. That is very bad. If it was 50%, you know, maybe. But 25%, and then he has no other conditions. If one of them was something like reducing brave damage to the party, hey, maybe. You know? But that's all he's got. And because his paralysis isn't guaranteed, it's a very low chance. This is why the off-turn part is not so great, because if you were at least able to get off-turn damage, then it would probably make up for the fact that you're encouraging enemies to take turns, but you're not actually getting anything off of it because you didn't get the paralysis. You could pair Desch with a better lockdown unit like Camlino or Agrias or something like that, but number one, your damage would suffer. Number two, if you're using Cam, why don't you just press his FR that's minimum 40% every turn just for attacking an enemy because his burst effect is up. Also, you have really reliable paralysis. Now, if you didn't get his FR, sure. You know, he's got the AoE paralysis on a button. 2 buttons. But he also has delay, which is kind of a anti-synergy with what Desch is trying to do. But Desch's whole kit is a mess. He's got a huge focus on brave damage, which is not very good. That includes his high armor, which is, I think it's the brave focused one, so it's party brave damage plus, or the brave cap plus 20%, and it's only 5% HP damage, so he doesn't even have that to lean back on. His healing is okay, but it's also unnecessary if you think about it. Hello, Machina I almost said FR, LD. Is basically, if you're not taking any brave damage, you're typically not taking all that much HP damage. He does also have, I think he has HP damage reduction for the party. I could be wrong on that. No, he does. He does. It's 30% HP damage taken down. So you're taking less brave damage. You're taking, which means that the enemy is gaining less brave, right? Even if, unless they're just gaining a bunch and then attacking you, right? You also have HP damage resist down. So what do you need the healing for? I mean, it's good for, you know, healing you up a bit. That's fine. He doesn't have any HP regen, which again is fine. He heals on both of his skills, so it's whatever. The stance dancing, unfortunately, requires either for you to have decent knowledge of the fight and to make some good reads, make sure that you're in the right stance at the right time, or it requires you to use him in a fight where the enemy only uses one type of attack. Which sounds great on paper, but in practice what it means is that, like, let's say you're fighting an enemy that's only doing physical attacks. Well, now your skill 1 is kind of dead because you're not going to really want to press it, because you never want to be in magic stance if they're only doing physical attacks. So you're going to run out of skills way more quickly. It's just, it's not good. He doesn't work with off-turn units that require enemies to attack, because he has sometimes a paralyze, which can kind of interfere with that. And then when you do want him to paralyze, he's not going to do it a lot of the time. His EX debuff is absolutely terrible. He has no brave gain up for the party, which negatively impacts the refund that he gives him. And again, his damage is absolutely terrible. 3 HP attacks on each of his skills, 4 on his EX, 5 on his LD. You know who does better damage than that? Warrior of Light. Lulu. Braska. It's terrible. Makes me ashamed to like the character. And that's what feels so bad, because I do like Desch. I have enjoyed having him and running him since he originally got his LD. And that is the only reason, literally the only reason, why we're pulling here. I'm not even pulling super hard. I will give Desch no more than 100 tickets. And even that is partially brand loyalty, and the other part of it is that I do not have Cam's BT. I pitied Desch's, I think it was an EX when it released. I forget if it was the EX or the LD. I'm pretty sure it was the EX, because I got the LD in a decent amount, but I did not get the EX at all. I would like to stop at 50, but we'll see how it goes. Machina is a good character. Desch is garbage. He's very, very bad. And it pains me to say that, because I like him. Easily worse than Brosco, because Brosco's not bad. Okay, so that's 5. I really don't want to keep going. But I will. $70. Feels like the music stopped. Like before it normally would. You know what I mean? Personally, I'm not especially interested in Machina. He's really good, he's just not for me. I did not pick up his FR on JP. I might, this is a huge maybe, I might grab it on Global and play with it then when it comes out, but in all likelihood, probably not. Well, and there you go. That's all we're doing here. In the case of Titus, I do not have Titus's burst, and while I am willing to pull on the like the next banner, the one with his thingy, his FR, I would be pulling on the one that has his burst as well. Oh, hello. Okay. Shit, I guess we'll do this. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do here is nothing. I was about to token a burst. Never mind. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, there are a lot of things to keep in mind here, but the biggest one is that while Machina is good, and he works with lots of other FRs, you know, he delays himself, which is considered like manipulation of turn order. So there are characters that he can pair with for that. He has a modified, you know, HP attack that he constantly uses. He's got stuff that's instant turn rate. He's got off-turn damage. He's a melee damage dealer. You know, yada yada, etc. He's good with tons of FRs, and even just kind of generic ones he'll work really well with. So the world is his oyster. Desch sucks. Desch has a mixed melee and magic kit. He does thunder damage. He can heal. He does inflict debuffs, including those that prevent action. He has the ability to end his turn with some Brave. I mean, just... I can't think of an FR where... Or even not even an FR. We'll set that aside. I cannot think of a situation where I could use Desch that I would not want to take someone else, whether it be Orin or Warrior of Light, or in a few weeks Gladiolus or Galuf or whatever. Gabranth lowers the amount of damage that the party is taking, Brave damage, as well as HP damage. I don't know. I cannot, in good conscience, recommend Desch to anyone. I pulled his FR and JP. I think I got 1 or 2 copies. I don't remember. I didn't max it out, and I never used it because it's that bad. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Please remember to like and subscribe for more content. I swear I'll put down Genshin at some point and make more videos. But for now, I'm going to stop playing this and go back to playing Genshin. Good luck if you are pulling. May God have mercy on your soul. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.